TYT is partnering with Participant Media to help solve the climate crisis. Wouldn't that be great? Now, look, you got to check out our series, 10 Days of Action, to learn more about what you can do to make a difference. And go see an Inconvenient Sequel, Truth to Power in theaters in New York and LA on July 28th and nationwide August 4th.
A couple fake signs were popping up in Minneapolis, and they were essentially warning the residents of the area of how police are easily startled. Now, of course, this is a response to the shooting death of Justine Damond. She was an Australian woman living in the area, and she had called the cops because she wanted to report a possible sexual assault in an alleyway near her home. Cops show up. She approaches the vehicle, and unfortunately, one of the cops sitting in the passenger side was startled and shot her. She died as a result. Now, people have been up in arms and extremely angry about this, mostly because there's been a lack of transparency in regard to why it is that she got shot, how she got shot. And so someone took matters into their own hands and made a political statement by putting up these signs, which have since been taken down. But it is a form of political speech that I can get behind.
Yeah, so of course you're not allowed to put it on the government property, which that sign otherwise is. And it says, warning, it's got the cops shooting in both directions. Twin Cities police easily startled. But remember, also from the same area, Philando Castile was shot. And also because an officer was startled, like, oh, put your hands up, put him down. Oh no, boom, he shot and killed him. And were people as angry about that? Well, only a certain percentage of the population. Now that it's Justine Damond, we're all angry. And I wish people were just as upset and wanted just as much change when it happened to Philando Castile. But now at least most people in the area, and if not in the country, are beginning to realize it's not a good idea to train police that if you have 1% chance of having any kind of harm done to you, just shoot and kill the person.
Right.
And by the way, I said this from day one, and we had internal debates and discussions here on the Young Turks. Is it the cops? Is it the bad kind of people who sign up to be cops because they get high on power? And some people made that argument. Is it just racial? Now, I think we've proven with the stats that there is a significant racial component, but the main thing is the training. They train them, watch out, you're gonna get hurt at any second, and whatever you do, protect yourself, you don't get hurt, and if that means you gotta shoot earlier, just shoot earlier. And they have, and now they're killing a lot of people, and that's why now everybody's upset.
Look, I don't think that it's one thing. I think it's a combination of factors, and one of those factors is, of course, the training. But I think another factor is the response that the community has had in regard to some of these shootings, because the messaging has been, if a cop fears for their life for even a single second, they have the right to shoot, even if that person wasn't an imminent threat, even if that person wasn't armed. And so time and time again, cops have been given a pass when this exact same or similar things have happened, and it sends this certain type of messaging that, hey, you can be a little careless because all you have to do is state that you feared for your life, and a grand jury will not indict you. The community will stand behind you because being a cop is a difficult job. But it is interesting that now all of a sudden, because of the fact that this is not impacting only one demographic, it impacts all of us. People are up in arms. People are concerned. People want answers. We should have wanted answers from the very beginning when this pattern was incredibly apparent.
Look, I'll make a prediction ahead of time, and some of the people in the audience will cry about it, but go ahead and cry. This cop will face consequences because he shot a white woman. It's a black cop shooting a white woman. Everybody's pissed, so he's in a world of trouble. No matter what the race of the cop is, if you're shooting a black guy, well, I mean, it's a guy, he's by definition dangerous. He's a black guy. Well, I mean, of course you were in danger. But in this case, both the prosecutors, the community, and even the jury will think, well, how could he have possibly thought he was in danger? That's an innocent white woman.
Right, the mayor came out and has been, very critical of what occurred, to the point where the sheriff stepped down. So, the police chief stepped down. I mean, when have we ever covered a story of an unarmed person getting shot and killed, and then a police chief saying, no, I messed up, I'm gonna step down. That never happens.
So finally, look, you don't have to believe any of the racial stuff. If you just want to turn a blind eye to it, it's terrible, but you don't even need that. The two things we got to fix is the thing that I mentioned and Anna mentioned, which is fix the training. So, because this gets set into motion when we make those cops that jittery in the first place. And second of all, fix what happens after the shooting. Because if you teach them to shoot immediately and then you say there will be no consequences afterwards, of course you're going to get this result. And so now that the whole country is facing it, just like the opioid crisis. War on drugs is great. Yeah, let's go get them. Oh my God, white people are now suffering from drug addiction. Did you know that it's actually a health problem and not a crime problem? Great. So it's terrible that it's afflicting everybody, but if it is going towards a fix, thank you for all joining the movement. Let's get criminal justice reform. Let's make sure that if there's a cop shooting, not that they're prosecuted, we're not gonna judge them ahead of time, but that an independent federal investigation happens, not the local prosecutors who work with them every single day. And for God's sake, remember that they're supposed to protect us, the community, that's their job. So they should be a hell of a lot more careful than they are, because now they're shooting everybody. Help us build independent media together. Come join us, tytnetwork.com/join.